how much money this app made, they surpassed the amount of users that any platform had surpassed in a couple days. They set all the records for users in 24 hours.
For example, Facebook a year to get 1 million users, Twitter a year. Within a day, they did more than these major social media networks did in years.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, guys. Appreciate you watching, viewing, subscribing. Hit the like button if you like these videos. And yeah, how are we doing today? First off, Tommy, I got to say congratulations.
On what?
Congratulations, man. This is our 8th podcast episode. We have passed the dreaded 7 mark. You know, they say the average podcast only lasts about 7 episodes, and this being our 8th episode, 8 weeks in a row, we've done it. We passed that mark. That's always the hardest mark to hit. Just you know, we got to be better than the average, better than the norm, and continue on.
Totally. I agree. I have to hope that, like, you know, I could hear Gary Vee say the same thing 1,000 times, but I always like miss it when he doesn't post a new like public keynote speech or something with him. And sometimes it's just like hearing someone say the things that you know you need to do or teach you about something that you already know, but maybe you learn like something a little more and you just keep coming back. I hope people feel that way about our podcast. I hope it has that same kind of effect, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, our you know, long term, hopefully all you guys also, congratulations. We did hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel, which is pretty cool as well. That's a big number to hit. I'm sure a lot of podcasts don't get there, but that is just the start of what this can be down the road, what it will be. It'll be cool. You first 100 people, when you see this in a year, 2 years, who knows where it'll be at. You know, it could be anywhere. It could be at 100,000, but you know, that's for future us to figure out.
I gotta stop the pod right now. Darren, what I'm so impressed about you, bro, like, he doesn't get greedy with the numbers. And this is coming from someone, he got like 2 million on a TikTok post, like in this last week, one of the newer ones he's just did. Like, we're not on, this isn't last week's episode. This is another one that got a few million views. But he still takes time to cherish you 100 people who are listening now. Yeah. And look at it not just like a small number. I love that because I get so addicted to the big wins, as you know. I get greedy, and he's so good at just like being happy, like the little things in life, man. That's such a good perspective.
What even are we doing if we're not going to celebrate the little wins? You know, what are we even really doing? It's super hard to grow anything, like any social media account, any bank account. And when you start seeing that number going up and up and up, you think that it'll last forever. And then one slight, you know, mishap or one thing that happens, you get down into a lower tier, and then you think that everything's over, everything's collapsing. You might think you're shadow banned or something, you know, after you're down another tier, but where you once was back in the day. But you know, so it's just and starting something new. I see a lot of people try and fail at this kind of thing, and it's cool to see that we're able to continue doing it consistently every week, and that we can slowly watch it grow. You know, it's not obviously everyone wants to get 1,000 subs instantly in the first month, but it's just not realistic if you don't have a big following, if you don't have help from someone else with a big following too. So I mean, 100 subs. Not many people can get to 100 subs starting something new as well. You got to post a lot of videos, and we're just at the beginning of this journey.
Yeah,
so.
Which is wild because we do know there's guys we won't mention, but in a space, and they have like hundreds of thousands of not subscribers, hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, a Bravo television show where they're in one, and they have like 400 or 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is insane. So yeah, it is sort of crazy. Like the fact that we have 100 subscribers. Thank you for everyone who's a part of the journey.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. If you're watching this also, just hit it real quick. We're trying to get up to 200 subscribers, and we'll celebrate again. But yeah, I mean, I think YouTube is also it's got to be the hardest platform to grow a following of all the platforms. You got TikTok, Instagram, and also all those are short form content. Are there any long form content platforms even that you can try to grow a following on that makes it difficult? I don't really think so.
Yeah, no, that's what I sort of love about social media, YouTube and stuff. It's sort of a gut check for like people who are famous or celebrities or something, and they come on. Like I even saw like Josh Altman's great. He's on $1 Million Listing, but I remember when he started his YouTube channel, and it took him a while to get to 100,000 subscribers, and that was with already being famous. Yeah, and that's what's sort of great about it. It's like, you know, they're even just because you're famous in the outside world doesn't mean you necessarily can make good content or that you're going to just be successful just because you have fame.
Yeah, and a guy like him who had like 500,000 followers on Instagram at the time, then he just starts posting vlogs on YouTube. Ryan Serhant, another huge real estate content creator, mega real estate agent, he just started posting vlogs, but then both of them realized that just because they're famous, their vlogs aren't going to get massive views. You know, no one really cares that much about their personal lifestyle. So it's very hard to grow while making vlogs. And they both just now, as you see their main channels, they're only doing house tours, which is what gets the views.
Totally.
But yeah, so I mean, today we do have an article here. It is the 32 predictions for social media marketing in 2023. Let me see if I can pull that up here.
Pull that bad boy up. Let's see these predictions. Shout out to Social Media Today for the article.
Yep. Do you see it on the screen here?
I do not.
Whoops.
It's just the predictions are so good.
They're too good. They're not even loading.
Boom. There we go. That looks good. I see.
All right. So 32 predictions for social media marketing. Social Media Today. If you guys are listening, I'll still read everything out for you. I know a lot of people like to listen in the car or whatnot, but we have an article on the screen that is basically we're going to give our thoughts and opinions on what we think. We haven't even really scrolled through this, but it is interesting. It's a recent article. And so starting here with Facebook, you know, one big thing that they're recommending or that they're saying is going to be happening, a lot of AI, a lot of artificial intelligence is going to be going on all platforms. And here, Facebook, more posts will be recommended by artificial intelligence. As you can see right here, you're going to see more and more content from pages and people that you don't follow infiltrating your Facebook feed, which is, I don't know if that's very, I don't know. What do you think about that, Tommy? I don't know if people will really necessarily like that, especially on Facebook. I feel like Facebook is mainly for people to follow their friends and family. I mean, most people I know that use Facebook these days are just boomers, typically.
I literally was thinking like our grandparents and like aunts and uncles. Yeah, dude, that's so funny. Yeah, I think this is straight out of TikTok's playbook. And what they're trying to do here is create some kind of organic discovery-like thing. So I don't know how this is going to be really funny how they do this. So for example, if you're friends with people who like dogs and have like golden retrievers like Darren, well, all of a sudden you'd be connected with like a hot girl or hot guy if you're whatever in your area. Like, how is that going to work? Like, so I think they're trying to do like TikTok, because obviously it works well where the algorithm gives you whatever you're interested in, right? It's like that. It's based on your interest instead of, you know, just like random posts going viral, but that might not appeal to everyone. So they're giving like, you know, whatever you're into. So I think they're trying to do the same kind of thing on Facebook. What do you think? But with people, which is funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, it depends on what their strategy would be. I think if it were like maybe a dating app that they would try to connect people with a certain likes, people in their areas, you know, things like that. But on something like a Facebook, what I initially might think is that it would be businesses targeting people for maybe they see a photo of you wearing Calvin Klein and they'll put more like brands that are similar to Calvin Klein out toward you on your feed. So maybe you'd see that and then you'd want to buy that, and you'd make, it'd be for good business or things like that. And that's one thing that I notice a lot on Instagram, which is they've definitely hooked me before as well. Like I'll see something on Instagram that I'm like, oh, I actually was just talking about that, and then it comes up and I'll be like, well, I do need one of those combs or hair gels, or I don't even really know exactly, but I've bought it instantly. Or I'll be talking about, I was just on a trip to New York and I was always searching for coats online. I don't own any jackets. I live in LA. It's too hot out here. So I was getting all these advertisements for winter coats, big jackets. I ended up buying one, and that's what I took out there. So that's what I think it's going to be more geared toward on Facebook, especially easy. I think it'll be easier to do it on Facebook because since we're talking about I don't know what the stats are, but I feel like there are a lot of boomers or older people on there these days. So maybe they'll be a little easier to persuade because they're a little more gullible to articles like that. They don't really think of it as this algorithm is knowing exactly what they're thinking and researching, and they'll just be like, oh, that's cool. I like Facebook. I'm seeing all these cool things that I like, so it's a little bit, but I think it'll be geared toward business because everything's about money, really.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. If it was something more like that, that would make sense. Than like a LinkedIn kind of thing where they're trying to just like link you with people who work to try to get a new job or similar people in your industry, like more business opportunity kind of stuff on LinkedIn. That would make a lot of sense if Facebook did more AI with their ad targeting, because obviously they've had a tough year. If you look at like the stock and everything, a lot of advertisers have pulled out of Facebook. And I think if also the government sort of clamped down, I know, because I've been trying to run ads for housing, so I'm targeting real estate agents, but with Facebook and Google, due to things they've had to deal with the government, they restrict your targeting. So I've had to contact Google back and forth to tell them, no, I'm trying to help real estate agents grow their business. I'm not talking about buying or selling real estate or leasing. So I think what Facebook is, because I know Google as well for Google Ads, which also does YouTube ads. I'm dealing with this right now. Google this year, they have this new artificial intelligence thing going on as well for the targeting of their ads. So basically, I think they're trying to make their ad targeting better, so then advertisers obviously make more money, and then I think they could curtail some of these government regulations by just having targeting by, for example, if you have an occupation of a dentist or something, me just putting in dentist and I'm targeting you right away. There's just lots of things going on. I think regulation side of things, that why Facebook is innovating with this AI.
Definitely. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens in 2023 when it comes to that. Another thing regarding AI, Tommy, have you seen the trend that's been going around Instagram with AI, where people are posting photos of themselves that are AI generated? It's pretty interesting. I actually did one myself. It's very I definitely did one. I was like, what's all the hype? Everyone was posting them at the time. There were 2 days that everyone was posting these superhero like photos of themselves, and it was interesting. The ones that came out of me at first, they were very, very distorted, but I think it just depends what photos you're sending them. But then, after a few tries, it's pretty cool. But have you seen
what
those,
app
right?
was that? Of course I've seen it.
It's called, it's called Lensa.
Lensa, that's right. And you have to pay, don't you?
Yeah, it's like $10 or $11 for 100 photos of yourself.
Okay,
so,
that's right.
I would recommend you do it, man, because
I'm going to do it.
Just send them 10 or 20 photos of yourself, and then it takes 2 hours for it to generate, and then it'll send you the 100 photos, and it's pretty cool. I got a lot of funny ones that came up, and yeah, dude.
Speaking about that, bro, By the way, I was looking at notes on my phone trying to find something about AI. So people are like, "What is this kind of podcast?" Looking at his phone. No, I'm not.
Look at that
guy! Look at that GQ.
There's some like interesting ones that come up here.
Bro, that's Shia LaBeouf with that war movie with like the Inglourious Bastards, I think.
Yeah, and like I had one photo that I sent them. I think it like it will imitate some of the photos you send them in a way to where, so like I sent maybe 2 photos of them where my dog was right here next to me, and I'm just like smiling with my dog, or I'm just like making a face with him. And so here's one funny one that I think they like brought up, and they had the dog in that. So it's like,
oh, look at the little pup.
But he's like distorted. So
dude, he's not even your golden retriever. It's like a brown Labrador.
Exactly.
What the heck?
If you're listening to this, you definitely should watch the YouTube version to check out all the photos, because it's kind of funny. Or just try it for yourself. Lensa app. Shout out to them. I also heard some numbers. Alex Hermosi, we talk about it in every episode. He posted one. He posted one on his Instagram. One. Yeah, you saw his. And he posted a long essay about his thoughts on AI and how much money this app made. Like, they surpassed the amount of users that any platform had surpassed in like a week, in a couple days. They set all the records for users on the app in 24 hours.
It was shocking.
It was shocking. To a million instantly.
Like, for example, Facebook a year to get 1 million users, Twitter a year, like Google, something like that. It wasn't just like Facebook got 1 million users in a week, something like that. It was literally like within a day, they did more than these major social media networks did in years. Yeah, dude. Oh, and I'm literally dying here as you're telling me this stuff, because I Googled, AI, because I'm going to totally do this, and then I'll have to show you my versions. And I found this article. Do you see this?
What does it say?
The viral AI avatar app Lensa undressed me without my consent. My avatars were cartoonishly, basically naked, while my male colleagues got to be astronauts, explorers, and inventors. I'm dying right now. This is MIT Technology Review. The viral AI avatar app Lensa undressed me without my consent. Just that like sentence, undressed me without my consent.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it's just, they're just putting your face on a body that like kind of looks like yours. I mean, I guess they did the same for me. Look at this one.
Oh, bro. Dude, I mean, they addressed
that one's insane,
bro.
But like, it's weird how they'll distort the photos and make them look semi-realistic. Yeah. It's very interesting app, but the numbers that they're doing is crazy, and but they definitely know that it's just a trend going on. They're not going to keep up the revenue that they're making. You know, as a business, I wonder what their plans are in the next week, month, 2023, because I'm sure if they have a big team or if they're a big company, I mean, or it could be just 2 guys in their basement, just like, haha, we just fooled everyone. I don't know the backstory behind the company, but if they want to have this continue to be long term, they're going to have to really brainstorm. I mean, I feel like they should just like go hard right now. It's crazy what they've
pulled
done.
The Sam Bankman.
Oh, wow.
They just pulled an FTX on everyone.
FTX. Dang. Yeah, no, they just send it all to the government and
Bahamas.
Yeah.
Dude,
buy houses in the Bahamas.
Practical things, dude, for content creators, okay? People on this topic of AI, and Darren, you got to check this out. There's something called Jasper AI. Okay, and it's a service you could pay for. What content creators could do is, whatever niche you are, if you want to make YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, this AI platform will actually create like descriptions or scripts for your video. So if you don't like have an idea for a video, you could literally type in a topic and it'll spit you out like a video script that's like researched and everything. That's incredible. Not only that, maybe you don't want to go that far and you want to obviously like do your own content, come up with your own script, but they do AI generated titles, and the titles are actually incredible. I was doing this because I was like working on my funnel, and I needed like headlines and different things. And the AI will take the top performing headlines, and that the system already has like cataloged of what already is like past performing that's worked, and then just change it for your niche. So I think a lot of content creators in the next few years can use AI to benefit them with making content and coming up with catchy titles and stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so one thing that I do know that Google has started to implement is that they're veering away from having AI created like blog pages or websites on the first couple pages of Google as a search engine, because they want it to be more personal. They don't want you to type in how to do something or type in something on Google and the whole first page is just generated by systems. So I think they just implemented that recently to where it has to be like they'll differentiate if it is written by AI or if it is written by a human with a little bit more character to it. So I don't know how. I mean, eventually they'll get to a point to where it's hard to differentiate AI to personal written word, but we'll see. We'll see if that is a thing. But I do know that that's what they're trying to do. So if that's the case, then maybe just write your own articles and don't use AI. But if it's not the case, then if you want to make more money and post more articles, post more blogs. I mean, some people are making so much money off blogs, and if you can do it just with artificial intelligence, then why not? Why not just keep it going and make it a little bit more passive for yourself?
Yeah, I think like anything, there's waves you can ride, and you just have to realize it won't last forever, but it might be able to get you to that next stop a little quicker, So yeah, I think that's like people will come up to me like people talking about like YouTube titles and stuff, and they'll try to do titles that are very like keyword and very like it's like stuffing keywords of like your city, your state, or whatever, like for that video, right, to reach a certain audience. But like it works better almost sometimes if you just have like one keyword, but you make it a more the title that would be like, hey, I can't believe this just happened here, or like more a human title that performs better, like you would normally just like talk to a friend or say that title to a friend. Then like Darren, you're talking about where these people are like trying to game the system a little by like having all these things in there.
And I've seen a lot of. It's been coming up a lot more lately to where these AI conversations are being had. I saw a conversation the other day I heard it from, I think it was Steve Jobs talking to Joe Rogan. And obviously never happened because Steve Jobs passed away before Rogan was really like huge. But I don't know how they actually got this to be a real conversation, but if you listen to it, you would think it's actually a real life conversation between Steve Jobs and Joe Rogan. They're asking each other specific questions to their niche of what they think the future would be like, and they're answering them as if they were actually having a conversation. And things like that are very scary because you could completely fake a podcast, and it sounds exactly like them with the way they talk, the accents that they ensue. And I don't even understand how that kind of stuff works, but it's really, really a weird time in artificial intelligence. It's getting a little too smart.
Well, actually, going off that, well, you were giving me some thoughts with social media prediction. This is a Darren and Tommy prediction. I think what you were saying there about like that app, one of the apps, I was like looking around, and I think I went to the wrong app to like do the AI thing. I'm not a boomer, but I'm a millennial. I'm not quite Gen Z. I was trying to find that Lensa app. I was like on another one, but it was insane, dude. I was clicking around, and it had like a thing for like my jawline and like acne, and not just like a softening of a skin like my Sony ZV-1 does. I can't do it right now because it's 4K or whatever. But Zoom does that too and stuff. But that you could soften your skin. But now these photo apps are so much where like you could change your collarbone, and like it's sort of insane to just like whatever society thinks is a good image. Like before, you know, it was all about like skinny girls, and the Kardashians came around and it's more like women with curves, and like, you know, society will have an idea of what's beautiful, what's not. And also it changes by like country you live in, and, you know, so many different things, whatever nationality you are. But I was just thinking that I think there's going to come a time in the next few years where people like really raw organic stuff where, you know, it hasn't been edited, you know, like one of these apps hasn't touched it with AI and changed it. And I think that's one reason TikTok's done so well, and maybe some of these YouTubers that aren't so edited and polished have done so well because it's not so like done up.
It's crazy. Some of the biggest TikTokers in the last month, and, you know, I say month, it could even be a couple weeks that people are growing to millions of followers, are the ones that are just doing strictly talking head videos and making like 10 a day, where they're just putting their phone up, saying whatever is going on, whatever their thoughts are, and just explaining that to the world. People are loving that right now. I know there's this one girl named Alex that I've seen pop up on my page, and she's dating an MLB player, actually, Tyler Wade, but I don't know, but she has gained like a couple million followers in the last month just talking about whatever it is. And if you read the comments, her fan base is insane with how they all think that they are her personal friend. And yeah, so it's like, that is what's really big right now. Just super authenticity. People are just, I haven't even watched many of her videos. I've just seen comments on other random videos that talk about her. So I'm like, how is this even a thing right now? And so I mean, and people are already, because, you know, the number one podcast hosted by a female, I think, has got to be Call Her Daddy, by Alexandra Cooper, and she signed that $60 million Spotify deal within the last year.
Jeez, bro.
And so people are thinking that this girl Alex can be the next Alexandra Cooper. That's what a lot of comments are saying. They all like her better. They think she's more down to earth than Alexandra Cooper because she's already gotten all the money and she's super famous and all this stuff. But it's crazy what like authenticity does, especially to the Gen Z era, the teenagers in this day and age, when everyone's just looking at their phones, just want to see what real human beings are like.
Dude, I must be just like an old person or something. I'm looking up this Alexandra Cooper, Call Her Daddy thing. Tell me more about this, and right. what's her show about, and how? That's funny. How did she get this this big contract from Spotify? Dang. Enlighten us all, Darren.
Tommy, you really are a boomer if you don't know anything about this.
I'm 32, but dude, I'm
a millennial busy too, man.
Bro, I'm busy just with diapers and stuff. Yeah, tell me, dude. I'm blown away. I love learning new people and stuff. So you're giving me so much right now. I'm just like Googling everything.
We don't even have anything planned today. We're just kind of talking.
Let's go.
So Alexandra Cooper, she had a podcast called Call Her Daddy with Sophia Franklin. They both started together.
Okay.
It was very raunchy. It was
like the name sounds. Then Call Her.
I never have listened to an episode, but I just know this whole story just because it's been huge in the social media space.
Yeah,
very raunchy. I'm pretty sure it's all younger girls that listen to it. I guess teenagers or in their 20s. And so it's just like that. They talk about like sex or whatever it is that teenage girls might need to know. But Dave Portnoy picked them up onto Barstool Sports, signed them for $70,000 a year.
Wow.
And so they were both making $70,000 a year at the time. And then what happened was they went on Impulsive, Impulse podcast, in I think 2019. And during that time, Logan kind of asked them, wait, you guys are on salary? And they're like, yeah, is that bad? They didn't really know anything about the entrepreneurial space. They were just like, yeah, we're making a good, and I think their salary at the time was still like hundreds of thousands. It was a good salary.
Yeah.
But still, for people that were doing the numbers that they were doing, he was saying that was very low. And so Dave Portnoy, till this day, he's said it on many podcasts, that the reason that started a feud between all of them was after Logan Paul asked them that question.
Wow.
They were very concerned with them not making the money that they should be making.
Wow.
Which ended up happening was they weren't agreeing on certain deals. Sophia and Alexandra broke up their podcast. And I think they were offered like $500,000 a year or something, like plus $1 million or something. It's pretty good to the average person. But then when you think of the numbers, if they're top 5 podcasts in the world, like it's pretty low.
No, you should be getting like hundreds of millions if you're top 5 in the world.
Yeah. So then she was then Alexandra's did Call Her Daddy on her own and eventually got this Spotify deal for $60 million, and she left.
Wow.
She left Barstool Sports, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much the whole thing. But Dave Portnoy originally found them when they were nothing. And now Alexandra Cooper is huge. Sophia Franklin has her own podcast that's like not doing. I mean, I saw the numbers on it. It's not doing that great, but it's still trying. But but I know it's crazy. I mean, just from having that audience, having that reach, and being super authentic, like that's like as authentic as it gets when they have what they're talking about. And I know Alexandra Cooper's had some huge guests. Like she had Hailey Bieber on. She had like A-listers on, like Miley Cyrus has been on, people like that. But yeah, I mean, and it's mainly just for, young girls trying to figure out what's going on. So.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's definitely raunchy. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm always interested, even if there's like people saying stuff I don't agree with, but seeing anybody who's grown an audience of some kind of size, seeing like what is the message they're giving out and how is it like so relevant to so many people? How is it connecting with that size of an audience? What are they doing? And I saw a Variety article and it says Alex connects with the millennial and Gen Z generations while empowering her audience to openly express themselves. And this goes back to what we've been talking about, authenticity.
Yeah. It's because society tells you these days that you shouldn't talk about money, you shouldn't talk about this, you shouldn't talk about that. But all these people and all these different podcasts are just talking about everything as human beings and life in general. So they make it more acceptable to just express your feelings and say what we want. Because, we're only on this floating rock for so long. There's not that much that, we're all human and we're only going to be here for such a short amount of time. So why not just express your feelings? And that's what people are hearing other people say. They'll think that it's okay to talk about this stuff, but I like that perspective that you're taking on. Even if you don't agree with certain things, it's always great to not just fully judge someone and just try to understand where they're coming from and why they have such a massive following, which is why I like watching all the channels and the people that are really crushing it on social media with all the attention, because there's a reason why they have all the eyeballs on them, why they have so many viewers listening and tuning into them every week. And there's something that we can learn from it. If anything, there's always something that you can learn from everyone. So
totally. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I love it. Yeah, that's why it is so great podcast, because for example, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and some people might not. And that's great if you don't, you know what I mean? No one should be forced to believe in anything. That's the great thing about America. We could have religious freedom. We could have freedom of speech. You could have ideas that are different than me and vice versa. And that's what's so great. And I think that is a cool thing that social media can bring to light, is people having these discussions about topics that may be taboo, and maybe they're good topics or bad based on, your perspective of it. But obviously that kind of authenticity is man, it's really connecting with a lot of people, because she got a $60 million deal.
That's a good amount of money. I mean, not everyone's getting those Spotify deals, but behind Joe Rogan doing the $100+ million, it's pretty cool to her. So authenticity is big. But let's go back to this article, Tommy, because now we have Instagram here. And Instagram, they also talk about AI. And so right here, It says basically Instagram copying TikTok at every turn. Instagram is desperate to fend off competition. And that seemingly has worked thus far, with the app recently reporting that it's now up to 2 billion monthly active users on Instagram alone. And that's just been slowly rising. Obviously, they copied TikTok with Instagram Reels, and someone that knows a lot about Instagram Reels, Tommy, who's posting one a day and absolutely crushing it. I think he's doubled his following in the last week on Instagram just through Reels alone. I mean, it's crazy that Instagram went from being dead to now anyone can really grow pretty organically on there, which is awesome. I mean, It seemed almost impossible to grow 3 years ago on that app, and now everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people putting in the content, putting out the content, are doing well. I mean, more AI recommended content, so that's obvious. I feel like everyone's going to go toward AI recommended content, and we'll just have to see. But what are your thoughts with 2023 predictions for Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're going to do AI recommended content like TikTok's doing, where you like watching cat videos and then they send you more cat videos, I mean, I can't imagine that not working. It's like, people like what they like, and if you get more of what you like, that's why there's all these social media addicts out there. But I think
things are just going so quickly these days. Like, things are changing. I feel like we went from no one talking about AI to AI being the sole topic of a lot of conversations and a lot of platforms in the last few weeks.
Totally.
Which is insane.
Yeah. I think Instagram can only get away with copying for so long, though. I think, True. I don't know. I think we might have some interest. I think it'd be crazy, dude, if TikTok got banned in the US, because I think it's a big possibility with the whole like, and I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I know it's like a China-based company. And if you are a company, and this is just like, I don't care what side you're on, if you're a company in China, you have to report things to like the Communist Party, right? Of course, I mean, if I like had a kingdom and I wasn't into like, freedom too much and I was communist, I would want to know everything. And then if this app had all this data on people in America, like in control, dude, in America's like China's like number one enemy, like, so I don't know. That would be wild. I think and this is sort of a social media prediction, if TikTok did get banned, and I have TikTok, by the way, I have no ill will against TikTok or anything, but
he has over 100,000 followers on TikTok, so
I guess I have something to lose. If TikTok did get banned, that could give Instagram a big upper leg, if that's even a word. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a big possibility that TikTok is just gone. It was almost gone in 2020. I thought that would be a thing. As I was starting to grow, I was already like, oh, well, shoot, I got to figure out a way to make YouTube bigger. But if it is gone, I mean, that will be sad. But I do think Instagram, you're right, it will become massive. And YouTube Shorts, they're already preparing for pushing out shorts more in 2023 with the monetization and all that. And I think people understand. I'll bet you there's a smaller and smaller percentage every day of creators that are only posting TikToks and only making short form content solely for TikTok, because you have to put it on all three platforms now. You can't just stick with TikTok. What is the point? I mean, they don't really monetize that well, if at all. And might as well put on Instagram because you get more of an authentic following on there, at least it feels like. And then on YouTube, that's where you're going to make more money if you get a bigger following. So it will just only help YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. And I think if people aren't posting on all three right now, I mean, what are they even doing? They're just not even putting the effort in, and or they're just doing it for fun. If they're doing it just for fun and not trying to make anything of a following, then so be it. But for sure, TikTok is going to explode Instagram if it were to be banned. But my prediction for 2023 would be that TikTok is still around. I don't think it's going to get banned. I think there might be a lot of rumors that it's going to get banned again or something, and then something will happen to where maybe they shift the content into something a little bit different, because you know how it is in China, right? You've heard about how TikTok is in China.
So I've heard this, and I don't know if it's true, that ours is all like kids dancing and doing like, meaningless things, and then in China it's like engineers, and it's like to make their population smarter, and ours is just to entertain and dumb down. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. Ours is literally because it's made in China, so they're trying to make Americans look at all this fun stuff to make them more dumb. All the things being pushed on your page are just funny jokes these days. Whereas in China, it's engineers, it's hardworking people, it's probably motivational stuff. Yeah. It's how to live a prosperous life, raise a family, things like that. Things that they actually want their kids looking at and consuming, values, so that they can flourish in society out there. Values. What kind of values am I looking at on my For You page out here? It's not too many. Maybe if you have a great For You page, but like Tommy probably. But even if you have a great For You page,
even mine, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're only looking at like Jesus and God and gospel stuff, they probably will still be pushing out. Even if you only wanted, there has to be someone that should do. I'm sure a lot of people have done this, but people that do strict experiments with, I only want to have my page look exactly like this, and then try to see if they'll still send you like temptations of things that you don't want to see, things that'll make you dumber. I wonder.
Oh, dude, I know for a fact. Okay. And by the way, the reason I brought up the TikTok ban, just anybody wondering, because it actually did happen in India. And to put in perspective, there's 330 million people in the United States. India has a population of 1,392,000,000 people.
Over 4x.
So over 4x, and it actually was banned in India. So it's a real thing, because I think it's like one of the BRIC countries, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, like the emerging economy countries. Some economics there for you. Yeah. That's the most I know. But on mine, and I'm literally just like, I just pretty clean, wholesome content, right? And I'll like, but they'll try to send me like some hot girl and some scantily thing. They will, dude, like straight up. And I'll actually, a tip for you, if you don't want to see that kind of stuff, you might want to see this, but you just hold down and put not interested. But they try. Right. They totally try, dude.
Yeah. I mean, even if you put not interested in that, you'll still see things very similar in the next few days or week or whatever. But yeah, I know it is strange. So we'll see. I mean, I think it'll be around, but I think maybe it'll get better, because like 3 years ago, it was way worse than it is now. The algorithm is much better than it was in 2019. In 2019, I think my For You page was really just mindless stuff. Now I'm at like, people learn a lot of things from TikTok too these days. There's there's more information on there that you might think of you never would have known without looking at that app. So there's a lot of good things. People are getting smarter with it. So hopefully it trends upward in 2023, but we'll just have to find out.
And that was always my goal. I would like see what was trending, and it could have been a mindless piece of content, but it was going viral. And I would go, okay, how can I put a positive message into this and actually teach someone by using this song, by using this trend, and make it like something worthwhile. So on this topic, bro, because I think this segues very nicely back into this article for predictions, talking about these different competing apps. What do you think's going to happen with Twitter and Elon Musk? And what do you think he's going to do there in terms of, because obviously he just presses a green light, dude, and turns on a switch, and all of a sudden it's a video feed. Should I be getting a Twitter, or should I be using my Twitter actively? What would you say to people listening? Should we start like taking Twitter more seriously if we're not?
This is a great question, because probably once a week it pops into my head to where I'm like, should I be using Twitter like at all? Even if it were just to be posting like, I don't know. I don't think Elon will make Twitter like video content as heavily as he could, because I feel like if he did, then Twitter could kind of get big, because then people would just repurpose all that content onto Twitter, more videos on there and stuff. But Twitter's just all written word right now, and I think it would be beneficial for us to make Twitter accounts, but because of the fact that we've been talking about, it's good to be authentic, and people always like to hear what other people are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so, I mean, you really just have to schedule it in. If you're already just focused on content, making videos, short form, long form, and then also with our real estate stuff going on the side, and it's hard to just like think of a tweet. You got to schedule it in. You got to schedule it in your day and think about tweets, because some people that are tweeting all day, I guess they just pull it up, pull Twitter out, and then will just instantly put a sentence that comes to mind. It's just hard, since I've never really been active on Twitter, to just get into doing that. I don't even look at Twitter. It's not like part of my daily social media scroll. So it's tough to just get on there. But if I have to answer that question to someone, I would say, yeah, it's definitely beneficial to get on Twitter and just start firing away. The more the merrier. Like Gary Vee was tweeting at people 15 years ago. He would just respond to people that would tweet about wine. Anyone, he did this? You definitely know. You love Gary. But
I know, do.
But like 10, 15 years ago, or whenever this was, he would just type in wine in the search bar and just leave a comment on every single person that ever tweeted about wine, just so they would know about his wine company, which is probably still would work. It's just an insane amount of time to be putting into something like that. But it makes sense, because if you're writing an authentic sentence to each person about their wine, and you what he would do, he'd look at their page, see that maybe they're a Cowboys fan, say something about the Cowboys, and then like relate that back to. It's just a lot of effort. You have to have a whole Excel sheet for everyone you've ever tweeted at, I feel like, if you're going to go in that direction. But that's smart, and I think it would work. It's just more effort in social media, and there's only 24 hours in the day, so it's tough.
One reason why I think he might go really spicy directions and really mix things up. Have you heard of WeChat?
Yeah, it's the like China.
Okay, in China, WeChat is massive. They have 1.3 billion users worldwide. So China has 1 billion internet users. Nearly all of them go online by mobile phone, according to government-sanctioned China Internet Network Information Center. So Tencent or whatever WeChat, right? You could use
Tencent owns WeChat.
Yeah, exactly. Video calls, messaging, you could shop on it, you like videos, payment. It basically, Elon Musk said, this came out like a month ago. He said that the US doesn't have something like WeChat where you could do everything inside of one app. And he said the only thing that would stop people from joining something like that here is their habits of going to all these different apps for everything. And obviously we do have like, not non-compete or anti-compete, but you can't have like monopolies here.
Interesting.
You can't have like what's it called? There's some corporate law about like one company can't own everything. But I do think it's crossing Elon's mind to turn it into something like a WeChat where you could go to one place for everything. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that would be very interesting, because if somehow, like, what do you think the number one app is right now for everyone? Like, that's the first app that they'll look at every day, pretty much.
That's interesting, man.
I feel like it has to be Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone I know, even like people that aren't in social media, they're looking at Instagram. TikTok, I know like a lot of my, let's say, people that I know from high school, they don't even have TikTok on their phone. Like, what's the point if you're not a creator, really? But even though a lot of people are scrolling just because it's funny or whatever, and you might learn some things. But if you're not going to be following your friends, then what's the point? But most people I know, that don't do content, don't do social media, they'll look at Instagram as their main source of news and just scrolling, seeing what people are up to. So, I mean, if Instagram and Twitter, and also we're talking about TikTok being banned. So let's say TikTok gets banned and then Twitter and Instagram become one. That would make for an absolutely massive platform. And then I think that would be good, honestly, because why not have Instagram be a place where you can also tweet and then post a reel, post a photo, post a long form video, even maybe too. But then it'd be easy for people, and I feel like that might even be better for people's mental health and their attention spans, because now everything you're doing is just on one platform. That'd be difficult. And if they were both just massive, owned by Facebook, if they're owned by Zuck and Elon, they combined into one app called Twitstagram, that would make for a great invention. But that's what I think. And then you probably never be able to compete with that again. But yeah, it probably definitely goes against the law of the massive monopoly business of what you're talking about. And then once businesses get involved and money's flying everywhere, brand deals happen, I think it could become hectic in that sense. But it's a cool thought to think about. It probably will never happen, but Twitstagram.
Have you on this 2009 Twitstagram? I love it. Sounds like a name like a kid would get picked on or something. I've heard that Facebook Reels have been popping off. Can you give us any data on that? Because I know if you share a reel, you could have a box checked on Instagram in like either advanced settings or within that specific post you're doing, it could automatically share to Facebook and go to Facebook Reels. But have you ever tried going to Facebook natively in the app and sharing reels just directly to there? Because apparently that's really popping off for people. I haven't tried. It's one more thing to do, but I don't know. I'm curious.
Well, I can tell you I have posted one reel on Facebook I have a business page on Facebook for real estate, and I normally just post photos of things that normal realtors do, closings, just photos of houses, etc. But then I posted, and I'll also post like a short 30-second to a minute long video of my YouTube long form house tours. But I posted one reel about a month or two ago.
I'm looking at it,
and I think it got like 2,000 to 3,000 views and a ton of likes from people that don't follow the page. Ooh. So that is the first organic post that I've ever had on that page that came from who knows where. I don't know how the algorithm really works on Facebook these days, but those views came from people that aren't following me. So Facebook did push that reel out to the organic algorithm and the random people to just but I don't, so I think it would be a great idea to also, even for us, to repurpose all our shorts onto some sort of Facebook page. But I have heard when it comes to monetization, I don't have anything monetized on Facebook, which is we're probably leaving a lot of money on the table, especially for the views that we're doing. But I've heard that it's like in the Snapchat range or higher. Like we've heard a couple guys talk about to where it's like 5x of what YouTube CPMs are, but I'm not too sure. What are we looking at here?
So I recently was asked, and this is on the same thing, into Instagram's bonus for Reels. Have you ever been asked by them?
Oh no, I've never been asked. No, but I know people that have been asked that have like 2,000 followers that have posted like 3 Reels. So I think it's a little random. It's
a newer-ish thing. So apparently, I have this month to hit a bonus of $1,200. That's the first mark, right? I have 150 reels. So far, off 4 reels I've done, I've gotten 150,000 views, and I've made $113 from 150,000 views. Yeah.
From Instagram? monetization?
Let me show you. You keep talking. I'm going to take this up to the camera so people could see, because this goes along the lines of what you're saying on Facebook. I heard people with Facebook Reels are making killing, because I was going to say Gary Vee. So I thought of V and killing. Look, I'm always thinking about Gary Vee, because Gary said a lot of people have pulled off of Facebook advertisers. So there's a massive opportunity for organic content right now. So let me show you. You keep talking.
Interesting. I mean, 150,000 views. That is pretty good to make $113. That's pretty solid. So Tommy's showing it on the screen right now. It's still a little out of focus, but that is a higher CPM than TikTok. So let me see.
That working? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. $151,000. I'm just doing some math on the screen real quick. Oh, so that's like it's almost $1 CPM or RPM. So that's, let's say, like a $2 CPM, $1 RPM. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we can see it. That's great. That is also, so TikTok's CPM right now, or RPM, is about 3 to 5 cents. And if that's like a $1 or almost $1, say it's like an 80-cent CPM, it's like a 15, 20x CPM of TikTok. So Instagram is definitely, wow. So that's kind of news to me. How did that pop up on you? How do I get involved?
Let's talk. So what Darren was saying, so I was saying I'm shadow banned from TikTok because on like Instagram I've reached like 2 million. I get like a post on TikTok that only gets 100,000 views and 10,000, and then on my Instagram they get like millions of views. So I'm like, I must be shadow banned on TikTok.
Yeah, but then if we look at it on like my end, I'm getting millions of views on TikTok and then like 20,000 on Instagram. So now I think I'm shadow banned, but it's just so weird how the algorithms work. It's funny how our content is just flip flopped. I don't think that has anything to do with the type of audience we're attracting, though, honestly. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with it, but who really knows? We'll just have to. But I told Tommy, like, don't think you're shadow banned, and that's just going to get you to stop posting. Like, that's the last thing you want to do, is only post on one platform, because you want them all. You never know. But yeah, true. Continue on with what you.
No, it's a good point. Yeah, so I went from 17,000 now to 35,000. Thank God. So that's sweet. So what I noticed was I heard about this thing. Like, I don't know, Samantha told me, my wife, and then I just was like, well, maybe if I like get more views and so or something. And I don't know, the next day I literally got like it popped up on my page like oh, there's PPD. It popped up on my page like, stop. Like do you want to join the bonus reels? It was something like that. And not only that, but they're doing something this month where they're in, and I could be wrong and I'm trying to look it up, but basically 150 reels, they're awarding like 1,000 to 30 grand for a reel. Something really crazy. They're apparently Mr.
150
Zucker's
pieces of content. Like, you post that many?
Yeah. So they're awarding. So it's called bonus reels. Bonus reels awards 150. This is really interesting. Instagram is offering huge bonuses for posting on reels. So it's like, here we go. Oh, dude, this actually might be big news. Okay. I made over 10,000 from Instagram bonus reels. That's crazy. So I'm scrolling through. So what they're doing is, so the requirements, Darren, for Reels bonus program, you need a reel with over 1,000 views, public Instagram account based in the US and over the age of 18. And then somehow randomly you got to get invited into the program. So you definitely should have been. That makes no sense.
I mean, like, I've gotten over 15 million views on a reel before. So I don't know how I haven't gotten invited.
Yeah. So that doesn't make any sense. So what they're doing is 150. It's going to come. 150 reels are going to be winning the Reels surprise per week. I don't know what that is, but basically you could earn up to 30 grand if you're one of the selected bonus reels on one reel.
Gotcha. Wow, that's insane. So, I mean, it's probably maybe this is just going on because it's December with the ad revenue.
Maybe, yeah. But I think this is good what YouTube's doing with shorts. I think it's going to help all of us creators make more money on Instagram, make more money on TikTok. And instead of Facebook taking all the dollars and Snapchat, they're going to start rewarding the people who are making the platforms what they are, the content creators.
Exactly. Yeah,
so you'll get
trending in the right direction.
Now that you spoke about it in front of your phone, watch. You're going to get invited to the program like the next day or so.
That's how it works. It's all AI these days. Invite me to the Instagram Reels program, bonus program. We'll see. But yeah, dude, I don't know. We'll see. So here's another platform I want to bring up just because I've heard so much about it. And Garrett and your favorite man talks about this all the time, but I think you are actually posting on this platform, if I'm not mistaken. But I have actually never posted a single thing on this platform. Do you know what it is?
No. LinkedIn.
Yes, LinkedIn.
Yes.
So have you been posting reels on there?
So.
And also, what do you think the purpose is exactly? Because I know Gary Vee's been preaching LinkedIn since almost before he was preaching TikTok. And he kept saying, LinkedIn's the way, it's the future, it's this, it's that.
Yes.
But I still don't really understand the whole hype about being like a LinkedIn creator and how to even go about doing that. Like, it's different. Like, what if we just posted, what would happen if we just posted the same exact shorts that we're posting everywhere else on LinkedIn? We would grow a following for sure. It'd be kind of weird though.
It would. Like, so I started doing it with Real Estate Creator. Like, I started posting shorts because I was like, of course, all these real estate agents are on LinkedIn. It's more of a business platform than Instagram or Facebook. So I started posting shorts on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, not shorts, but you get it, vertical format video content. I tried all the platforms of Real Estate Creator. I found out quickly that YouTube Shorts did really good with the algorithm for SEO friendly targeting agents. I got matched up nicely. TikTok was sort of a fail. Instagram was like meh. And then LinkedIn, I got like 32 views on like posts. So I don't know if I literally did like 10 of them. And then I thought, okay, this is a waste of time. It was like 20 impressions, 10 impressions. But I don't know. My whole philosophy behind doing that was, well, then my coaching program, everything would get out there by these agents sitting on LinkedIn. But I don't know. Gary swears by it. So obviously it's working. So, but yeah, I don't know. LinkedIn content creation. It's a funny thing.
Yeah, I wonder. And I mean, I think it's still just the same old model, but I guess you'll get different people on there because everyone on there is somewhat of a business professional. You're not going to get many Gen Z people on there. So I think it is a good idea for someone who's trying to grow a business to post on there, whatnot. But
1,000%. If I was like all in on just like being a real estate content creator or something, or if you're trying to grow your business of some kind, and especially if you're B2B and not just B2C, I definitely would put content on LinkedIn. I think it would be smart.
Here's one thing from the article that we've been talking about that they brought up LinkedIn, and they said one of the things in 2023 is improved video connection tools, just like all platforms.
Funny. Yeah,
LinkedIn has seen more people consuming video, and look at that. I mean, is that just a reel on LinkedIn? They're going to probably hone in on and try to compete with all these other platforms and push out shorts. LinkedIn can add more virtual meetups on stream, bigger focus on audio. So they're going to gear toward, let's say, maybe podcast / short form podcast audio versions and short form content. I mean, content is king. Really. Yeah. What is LinkedIn right now? Just sharing articles of cool business stuff. I mean, I don't really know. I don't use it too much, but But I'm sure if they can innovate in a way to where it's all the other eyeballs are on, which are TikTok and Instagram, then they can make it something pretty special. But
yeah, the moral of the story: make content. Content's king. Everybody wants a slice of the pie, and that's what LinkedIn's doing.
Thanks. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, well, we've gone over it all here, Tommy. Anything else you wanna discuss? Did we miss anything at all? This is a pretty cool article that we found here, and we have some great predictions. Do you kind of wanna sort of wrap this up with general overall 2023 social media predictions from yourself?
Yeah,
social media marketing predictions, but then also in the next coming weeks, we are going to have full on predictions going into the new year, hopes, everything that we need, and then the new year we're going to come strong with solid guests on this pod and talk about all things content creation, because next year is going to be huge in the space. It's going to be fun to talk about everything as the algorithms continue to change week by week, as we've been seeing. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, a few things. One thing I'm excited that as we learn and grow in our content creation and our social media followings grow, I really hope this is a place where you could come and you could learn from us. We learn from each other. We learn from you guys, just that we could all grow, So it would be cool because, say if we have 1 million subscribers or 2 million on YouTube one day or something, that this could be a place where you could just even see our journeys, and learn how practical it is, the stuff we're doing. Like there's no secrets, So hopefully this is sort of a random side note, but I think we've touched on a lot of big predictions in the last few episodes that have been really juicy. So make sure you go back and watch those videos about short form content just being king, and to really and I have to remind myself of this. It's like, keep it simple, stupid, focus on short form content, go hard on that, get good at telling stories, get good at having great hooks, good call to actions, just being consistent, keep pushing out that content, and you're going to grow a good following. So I think short form video is going to be king next year. It already is, but I think it's just going to even go harder. And then I think podcast too with YouTube, we'll see exciting stuff. And I think we covered all the big things on that article, the juicy things.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, as an entrepreneur, it's so easy to be overwhelmed with trying all these different things, going in one direction, then trying one thing one day saying I'm going to do 3 shorts a day, and then the next week saying, I'm going to try live streaming. Maybe you can just jump in so many different directions, but you, like you said, keep it simple, stupid, and just try to understand what's working right now and ride these waves and what the algorithms are doing, because we know that shorts are working. So why don't we continue with doing that? And that's what we're both trying to do, push out shorts. And it is cool that we have a solid, we've started with this, our eighth episode, so very early on in this process. And I'm glad that whoever's listening right now is along for the ride. And going into 2023, we're going to see a lot happening in the podcast and the social media space. It's just going to be fun. I'm glad that we're doing this, and I'm sure you guys can tell we're just passionate about talking about all this. I mean, it's just an hour that flies by because we just kind of ramble on and on about what we think is going on in the space. And yeah, 2023, it's going to be fun for marketing, AI. I mean, shoot, scary times, but fun times. So glad you guys are along from the ride.
Well, make sure you guys, if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, say hi in the comments, and make sure to like. It really helps us grow this thing. We really appreciate you. And if you're on any of the major, podcast streaming platforms like Apple or Spotify, make sure you leave a review. I know it just takes a few seconds, but it helps us go a long way and helps us just get this message out about content creation and helping grow your business with content creation and just keeping you up to date on all things content creation. So thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys. Also, if you're watching this on the day we drop this, it is my birthday, so shoot me a DM on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next week.
Happy birthday, bro. Later.
Appreciate it. All right, bye.